Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Carrie Mignano, and today I was hoping that you would join me for my meal prep. Okay, so a few things before I get started. One thing that you should be aware of is that I am kind of boring when it comes to food during the week. I tend to be okay with repeating meals, usually 3 to 4 days before I get bored. So basically what I'll do is the weekend before, I will kind of create what I want to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then usually 2 snacks, a morning snack and an afternoon snack. And I will go to the grocery store, make my shopping list, and then go to the grocery store and get everything that I need. But generally, I will eat the same thing for dinner, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with just a few alterations to keep it, I don't know, exciting. So for example, if I am making a stir fry for dinner, and that's what I'm gonna be eating for dinner for the week, maybe Monday night I use quinoa. Maybe Tuesday I'll use brown rice. Maybe, Monday night I'll do asparagus and bell pepper, and maybe Tuesday night I'll use Brussels sprouts and onions. So that's kind of how I will change it up throughout the week. However, I do tend to eat pretty much the same thing, usually Monday through Thursday. And then Friday is when I kind of will eat leftovers, same with Saturday, and that's kind of when we'll also go out as a family to eat together as well. So that's how my meal planning usually works. Now, as far as meal prep goes, what I typically do is once I come back from the grocery store, whenever I have an hour or two of free time on the weekends, I don't get crazy and pre-portion every single thing in containers and all that stuff because I just simply don't have the time anymore. Previous to having a baby and when I was working full-time out of the house, I did have to do that. So I would pre-portion out my lunches, put them in Tupperware, my snacks, everything, and I would have it all prepared for the week. But now what I typically will do if I only have an hour, maybe 2, is I will basically pre-cook anything that needs to be cooked. So quinoa, brown rice, sweet potatoes. I will also chop all my vegetables up. So if I need to chop lettuce, if I need to chop onions, bell peppers, asparagus, anything like that, and I'll put it in a big Tupperware container. That way, if, for example, at night when I go to make stir fry, I can just take out my pre-cooked quinoa, take out my, portion of vegetables, stick it in the pan, and go ahead and pan fry dinner. So really, it just takes time out of your week so that you can just really focus on making sure you're getting the right nutrients and good foods, but it's not going to take an hour to make dinner or lunch, etc. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. I'll be walking you through all 5 of my meals, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2 snacks, how I meal prep for them, and that's it. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'd love to hear your ideas for your lunch, dinner, what your meal prepped ideas are as well. So please make sure you leave those in the comments below. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first up, for breakfast this week, I'm having a superfood shake. So it comes in little packets. It's protein, but it's has like 70 different superfoods in it. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put my bananas in a freezer bag, which is actually a Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna put it in the freezer because personally, it just makes sure that the bananas don't get bad. I will break them in half, I'll put them in the freezer bag, and then every single morning when I go to make my shake, I just put it in the blender, put in the powder, take half a banana out of the freezer, and I'll stick it in there with usually spinach too. Okay, so now that I have my bananas in the freezer, I pretty much have taken care of breakfast. Other than that, I have spinach in a bag that's pre-washed in my fridge, so I'll just get a handful of that, the banana, the smoothie packet, blend with some ice and water, and I'll be done for breakfast. So that'll take obviously like 2 minutes. Now, for my morning snack, I'm having Greek yogurt with cut up strawberries and shaved almonds. So I already previously bought shaved almonds so I don't have to cut them up, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cut up all the strawberries and stick them in a Tupperware container. That way I can just go ahead and throw together the yogurt, put some strawberries on top. Now, if you have to go to work or you have to package it ahead of time, that's totally fine. Just make sure you don't mix in the strawberries or the blueberries because by day 3 or 4, they're gonna get soggy. That's why, since I'm staying at home, I tend to just keep it separate for now. And then when it comes to my morning snack, I'll just quickly throw the cut strawberries on top of the Greek yogurt, put a splash of shaved almonds on top, maybe sprinkle it with cinnamon, and that's it. the strawberries, so I have these in a Tupperware. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. And now for lunch, what I typically make is Buddha bowls. Okay, so next. My daughter just woke up from her nap, by the way. So I have her in a high chair and she's just playing with some toys. But what I'm gonna do next is just quickly cut up the sweet potatoes and the onions, because that is what I put in the Buddha bowl with spinach. So I'm gonna cut those all up. But in the meantime, what I did, because I also usually add brown rice to my Buddha bowls, I started the brown rice. So I have this aroma cooker. It's just basically a rice cooker, but I just put in the exact same amount of rice and water that is needed, you know, according to the package, which is usually like a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 cups water, 1 cup rice. I put it all in here and then I just hit the brown rice. So that's cooking. So I have the brown rice cooking because obviously multitask. Now I'm just gonna peel the potatoes, cut them up, put them on a sheet of pan. Then I'm gonna cut the onions and then I'm gonna stick them in the oven, which I also did preheat the oven to 400 degrees. I'll probably keep those in there for like 20-25 minutes until they look done. So that's what I'm gonna do next, and here we go. I just finished up, so my aroma cooker just beeped at me, letting me know that the brown rice is ready, and as you can see, it is just like perfect, still steaming. As far as the sweet potatoes and the onions, like I said, I usually just cook them for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and I just kind of check them. Like I take them out of the oven and I'll give one a try. It's soft, the onions are soft, and it's good. So I'm gonna stick them all in this Tupperware container and then go play with my daughter, because as you can hear, she is whining. So we're having to break it up today in different pieces so that we can get this done. All right, so since this is all going in the same place, it's going into a Buddha bowl. So Buddha bowl is usually made for me, what I'm putting in it anyway, is spinach, brown rice, sweet potatoes, red onion, tofu, which I'm gonna stick in the oven right now, and then I top it with a peanut sauce. And since this is all going in the same place, I just go ahead and stick it in one of these really big Tupperware containers, because I'm not trying to make my food pretty by any means. I'm just gonna scoop this out and stick it onto spinach when I'm ready to make my Buddha bowl. All right, so it goes in the fridge now. I'm actually gonna make the peanut dressing later because I wanted to finish up using the oven and the rice cooker. So for dinner, basically what I'm planning on having is a stir fry with quinoa, with, you know, mixed veggies and then tofu. So what I did is, as soon as I pulled the sweet potato and the onions out of the oven, I went ahead and I cut my tofu just in little blocks and I stuck it on parchment paper, stuck it back in the oven. I'm not gonna marinate it today, that is definitely an option, but since I'm gonna be using like a dressing for my stir fry, like soy sauce and you know, kind of like an Asian stir fry dressing, then I don't really need to marinate the tofu. All right, so I stuck tofu in the oven, same at 400 degrees, and then I actually just cleared out my aroma pot and I put in quinoa, and I stuck it on the white rice feature. And so it actually just cooked while I put my daughter down for a nap. And now all I have to do is just chop up the veggies, so I'm gonna do that now. I just cut up the rest of the veggies. They're all done now in a Tupperware container. So I'm gonna stick this in the fridge. I also have my quinoa that is done, and it is in a Tupperware container as well. Stick that in the fridge. And then I just pulled the tofu out of the oven. Now I usually make quite a bit more tofu, but for whatever reason, my husband only bought one package. So that's all I have for now, but I do luckily have some tempeh in the fridge, and he has some ground turkey, so I'll probably just cook that up like right before a meal since I already kind of baked this. But looking back, I should have thrown the tempeh in the oven with the tofu, that way I could have gotten it all done at the same time, but oh well, live and learn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick these in the fridge, and then I'm pretty much done with all the food portion. Now I just have to finish up the peanut sauce for the for my lunch for the Buddha bowls, and then for dinner what I'm gonna do is just stick the quinoa, stick some veggies, do a little pan fry with some coconut oil. I'll add the tofu in, and then I just keep it really simple, you guys. I usually use like either like coconut aminos or soy sauce, and then I'll throw in maybe some like rice vinegar just to give it an extra like kick or punch, and then I'll put in maybe some sesame oil as well, and then I load it with like spices. So I keep my dinners like pretty simple, and again, this is enough food for my husband and I to eat, you know, at least 3 or 4 dinners throughout the week, and the same with the lunches for the Buddha bowl. So all I have to do now is create the peanut sauce. Okay, so for the sake of keeping this video shorter than it has to be, I'm just gonna give you guys the recipe for the peanut sauce. It's what we use for all of our Buddha bowls. They're so good. You can also use it as a dressing for like an Asian salad. You can use it as a dressing on top of your stir fry. Honestly, make it in a large batch and use it all week long. It is so good. I've tried several peanut dressing recipes, and this one so far is the best. So it is 1 small garlic clove, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter, 1 tablespoon honey, 1/4 cup lime juice, and 1/3 tablespoon sesame oil. That makes a pretty good amount, but again, double the recipe, triple it, make a good portion, put it in a little bottle, and you can use it as a dressing for a while. So that's basically the recipe for the dressing. So I'll go ahead and just put all those ingredients in a blender. I'm gonna blend it when my daughter is not napping, and then I will be done for the week. So let me just go ahead and show you guys everything that I did today. That way you have a better idea of what's all in the fridge ready to go. All right, so here we go. We have our brown rice with sweet potatoes and onions. We have our strawberries cut up, we have tofu, we have quinoa, we have all of our veggies. And then if you look down here, I have all the dressing ready to go. It's all the pre-washed stuff. So I have kale, if I want to switch up my Buddha bowls to kale, but also a lot of spinach, and then some cilantro too. Sometimes that's fun to just cut up fresh and add it onto the Buddha bowl. And then you'll see if I run out of veggies for whatever reason, I prefer my vegetables fresh, but I do have some extra stuff that I can add right to the stir fry. So edamame, broccoli, asparagus, just a couple options in there in case for whatever reason I run out of vegetables. So that's it, you guys. I basically have everything in there. You'll see the Greek yogurt. I just pulled out and, you know, add it to a bowl for my morning snack. And then my afternoon snacks are RX bars with like an afternoon tea. And that's pretty much it.